Hi everyone, this is Will Reynolds from Seer Interactive and
Brett Snyder.
And this past Friday, 17 of us sat in this room on our SEO team, and as we do every Friday, we talk about topics that are happening in SEO to try to stay on top of the game. This past week was interesting more than others in that half of the team, when we talk about launching content either on a microsite or launching that content on the existing domain, half the team thought one was a good idea and half the team thought the other was a good idea. So since we kind of battled it out, I figured it'd be great to share with you guys on exactly how that all came to be and how it played out. And we have 5 different topics that we're going to discuss as to where this stuff should live, starting with results. So I'll start first, Brett.
Fair enough.
I like building my content on a microsite because I have more control over getting it done on time. What I've seen is that very often it takes clients a little bit longer to get things done than they expected. And if I have more control over who produces it, over who gets me the content and populates the site, I feel that I'm better positioned to get the results. What do you think?
One of the issues I have with results is that all other things created equal, it really is irrelevant if you can get the resources that you need from the client, if you don't need approval from the client, if you don't need it to go through compliance, to go through legal, to go through different elements that you can't control. All other things creating equal, I think it really ties back to some of the other points. My biggest one being the branding of it. I think that being able to emerge as the authority in a space, being able to tie your name and your brand to this exceptional resource that you built for your industry is a huge asset that can't really be mimicked by something else. It's something where you can now say, if you're looking for the authority on search, you can come and know that our domain is where to look for it, as opposed to doing it on a new domain.
That's true. But there's a couple things that you can do that sometimes require you to not brand the site. And I guess it does come back to the goals, right, of the campaign. But something that I love is getting links from your competitors. Think about it. Try. I want someone here to try really hard to get one of their competitors to link to them. In our space, in our industry, we do it all the time because we're just not that competitive. But most of our clients aren't willing to link to their competitors. But our clients are willing to link to really good content on the web. So building an unbranded microsite, we have seen our clients get links from their competitors to talk about this great piece of content. The other thing is that I can get my anchor text a heck of a lot easier if I label something or make a domain exactly what the anchor text I want someone to use. So those are 2 of the pros of an unbranded microsite. Let's talk a little bit about speed. So other than the fact that I just had a Red Bull, speed is critical to getting these things done. Tom Critchlow said it best. It's like trying to get stuff done, and what I find is that even with the best of intentions, as SEOs, we're on the hook for making sure things get done and that results come. But yet, sometimes if we don't take it ourselves and build these sites ourselves, then we'll not always get what we wanted to get out of it.
See, my problem with speed is a great asset of something, but speed also can't be used to manufacture things that had already been built to the site. You can't speedily build domain age. You can't speedily build the authority of that domain. You can't speedily build things that have to develop naturally. A natural link profile can be preferred over a spike and then a plateau. So that kind of ties into what I see as the problems with speed and some of the benefits of having it on the domain being is you don't have to create those things. You already have a head start versus the speedy option. So I don't disagree in the speed aspect of it, but having it already on your site, having an established domain, having established authority, established backlink profile, and established community, that allows you to kind of offset a little bit of the speed because you don't have to account for those in your development cycle.
And those are actually really, really good points. And I would definitely say that the history piece is something I can't deny. So yeah, I would agree. Having that domain authority already, it gives you that much more of a boost to the content that you build because you get to piggyback off of that. So the last thing that I guess we'll talk about, where we kind of split, is on link juice. And I'll start with that. So again, let's just recap some of the things that I mentioned. One of the things you can do is you can obviously 301 this domain over at a later point after you have promoted it. We know, not know, but we assume that people are less likely to link to things that look like they are commercial. So I feel that I'm going to get more links for something that's totally not branded, and I can always 301 it over later, so I can push that link juice as I would like. I'm also able to get my anchor text, which I mentioned before, all of which are going to help me, especially for head terms. So what I really like about microsites for head terms is I can name the microsite something with my anchor text, 301 that over later, and I think I'm going to get a little bit more link juice than you are if you do it on site. What about you?
I think there's no argument that if you have links pointing directly to your site, they're passing the value directly from point A to point B. You're not going through a proxy, for lack of a better phrase, you're not going through some sort of a proxy. Even 301ing, we know that loses some value.
Sure.
Even canonical, we know it doesn't pass all the value, and we know it's not always recognized. There's a lot of variables involved in the link juice coming from an external site that you can't control.
Sure.
You can't control where the link juice, necessarily where the link juice is going to go. Assuming you build an asset with maybe 3 or 4 top pages, yeah, you can point the different pages on your site. But if you build it on the domain, you get a wide variety of links. You get them to a wide variety of deeper pages. And it helps kind of split up how things are going to look in the overall backlink profile, because rather than having 90% of the links to your homepage, anchor text or not, 90% to your homepage and no deeper pages to redirect, you can say, hey, we have that start of our resource, which has the homepage on our domain, and then we have every one of our pieces of content that received value in and of itself that can then flow back up to the rest of the site.
All good points. So I guess at the end of the day, it's up for you to decide. I think Brett and I both have laid out some pros and cons on each side, and hopefully you'll figure out exactly how it'll fit for you. And if you want, you can always vote on who you think was right for what I guess we're going to call Throwdown Thursdays.
Sounds good.
So take care. Thanks so much for watching.